Hi everybody, I'm Cailin O'Connor coming to you live with an artistic activation technique to connect to your inner wisdom, what's really happening inside. And it's a wonderful painting technique that I've been doing for many years. I remember sharing it in a workshop way back when, and I just decided to bring this back out and share it with everybody because I find it to be extremely useful in just accessing what we can't see, that inner soul piece. And it's intuitively led creative project that you can do very easily, quickly, with minimal supplies. So I've got my studio table ready to share with you, and I'll talk more as we go through about what this can mean for you and how to develop it further. So it's just, it's called monoprinting. It's a form of printmaking, and it's like a one print because it's going to be done on plastic. So you just need to get any kind of plastic sheeting, cut it up, and something that you can fold in half. And then you need 3 paint colors. What I've done here is I've taken 2 cool colors and 1 warm, because anytime you have that combination with just a little bit of the opposite, you'll get something that's more popping and contrasting. So that's just a little technique if you don't already know about some of these artistic methods and concepts. So on the plastic now, and it's just intuitive, you're going to not care, try not to think about anything about what you're making. But you do want to tap into, just let yourself breathe, let yourself have this time to develop whatever is going to emerge. And that's the beauty of it. It's intuitive, it's at the soul level, so you can't worry, you can't know what's going to happen. So I just put, you can see I'm doing like this, a little bit of each color. This one I'll put a little bit more. We don't want it to be too soupy, but get enough paint on there that it's going to make a good print. Because what we do is, from the plastic, this gets laid down onto the paper. And then I use a little bit lesser of the accent color. So whatever's your contrast, a little bit less. Okay, take it like this, fold it in half, and we're gonna just do a total scrunch. Really mash it up. I told you it was quick and dirty. Easy project. And you don't know what's going to happen. Keep some finger towels handy because it does squish around out of the plastic. And you don't want to get fingerprints all over the paper. Alright, and then just have some kind of thick watercolor paper is great because you can paint on it. Anything that's a little bit thicker than normal paper, and it's got some kind of a texture too. So from here, open it carefully. And flip it down. You can, depending on the size of your plastic to the paper, you may want to orient it in a different way. And you may even want to do it twice. Like you could start at the bottom and then do another one up here, or you can just go straight for the center. So I'm going to do that. And then you just rub it on. Try not to let it move because otherwise it'll turn blurry. But you just rub its back. And let it transfer. And this is the monoprint. This is a one-off unique print, can never be duplicated again. And voila. Now, at this stage, this is not the end, this is only the very beginning. At this stage, it may remind you of those psychological tests, the Rorschach test. Yes, it's kind of like that. And you want to look, twisting and turning, which angle can be developed, because from here, you want to bring out some of the shapes, and it doesn't have to be anything recognizable. It can be an abstraction. Like here I'm seeing something in the arm. Perhaps it's an angel flying. I could develop that into a picture. It's also, I like the way these contrast bursts came out. It's cosmological. So here's another one I did earlier with a totally different color scheme, still at the beginning stage. And this one I really see two things coming, and this sort of energetic starburst here. And so I'll develop that further with more drawing materials. So what you can do then is using markers, using paint, using charcoal especially is great. You can develop this if you into a landscape, even if you want to create some tracks like black lines or white lines would show up well on this dark color of sort of like a train track, and or develop it into a mountainscape. Whatever you can see in the forms is good to develop. So you could use it with watercolor to accentuate some of the forms, or black markers, charcoal, anything else. This one, I don't really like this one, but because it looks like a silly elfy character, and I'm just not happy with the way that worked. But you can see where I added the other painterly marks and drawing and developed it further. But I like this one so much more. I feel like this has tons more of psychic potential. But you know, maybe this one is a new kind of a spirit helper. There are all kinds of little elves and people, you know, creatures, that beings that come out to help us. And look at how this one had a heart right in the center. So I painted that in an accent color to make it stand out more. And this is what happens. You know, it's fun, it's intuitive. Maybe it's got special meaning for you. You can hang it up or put it somewhere nearby to help remind you. And look for the connections, look for the synchronicities of where this can relate to your life. Another idea, just before I go, is to incorporate some kind of sacred geometry too. Like on top of this, you could take a really bold marker or contrast media and do some circles and lines, geometric, that intersect. If you're into that kind of analytical art, that would be another great one, because then you have the organic and the geometric contrasting. So have fun with this and post your pictures on Facebook, anybody that does do it. It's, you know, look at, I did the whole thing right here in just a matter of a few minutes, and then playing around a little bit more after it dries, we'll see what it becomes. And again, this is a way to tap into that inner wisdom and let things come out from the unseen world. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm signing off. This is Cailin, the Healing Visionary, and I'll come back with some more ideas later.